pairing wine with Easter candy. And I've got two lovely volunteers from inside the office. Nick, on the end, is British, and so he is already getting very defensive about the quality of our Cadbury. Have you tasted any of this stuff before?
No, the Americanized Cadbury's, no.
So it'll be an interesting outside perspective. And Nicole was just leading like the fitness challenge in the office, so we're just like really pleased to make her eat Peeps. And she's the one doing all the Instagram and a lot of the responsive stuff on the site. So you'll see both of these fellows around. The lineup, first, Peeps, the classic. I've got yellow Peeps, because I thought that was like the most traditional.
I was just saying that I love Peeps, but I only ever go for the yellow Peeps.
Oh, thank God.
It feels like childhood.
That would have been a terrible faux pas.
The best part is you get to rip them apart.
Do it, man. Rip some apart. Have you ever had a Peep?
No, this is my first time, man.
So this is a cultural learning experience on top of a wine culture thing. It's a very important moment. A man's first Peep. Yeah, I think just before you do a pairing, you gotta taste the food, right? You also learn a lot by how people go into a Peep. I just
Get the
straight
head.
decapitate.
Take the head off.
Yeah.
I have to his booty.
So it's like a marshmallowy type experience, right?
I like this one of the blue ones.
Oh, you got the flavored ones. I did go a little experimental. All right, so what are we gonna drink on Peeps?
Something crisp, I think,
Mm-hmm.
to kind of cleanse the palate and cut out sweetness and the creaminess.
That's gonna be a recurring theme, I think. Yeah, my gut is that a Prosecco or Prosecco-styled wine is gonna go really well because it's crisp, like you talked about, which means it has. We call it acidity, but that sounds kind of gross. But it has crispness. It has that like zest that you need to cut through and clean your palate up. But it also, Prosecco style, is going to have some sweetness. And so a little bit of that like pairs with like thing.
Stepping in for the novice, this is making the candy taste better.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best thing of it for me, is making Peeps taste better.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they taste bad. American candy.
We're not going to start a war. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't expect that to work out so well. How long have Peeps been flavored?
I think the last like 5 years or so, they've started to get flavors.
I left the country and you guys started flavoring Peeps.
Yes.
I don't know what to think about that.
Blasphemy.
Did you get to tear one off last time?
No, I didn't.
Did you do me the honor? That was really well done.
I think
it's like breaking bread. You know?
Yes.
This is the American equivalent. We share a moment. Yeah, taste the Peep. Go for it, yeah. Oh, wow, blue raspberry. This is my stretch of the imagination. Rather than do sweet wines for the whole tasting, I thought, let's try some, Sauvignon Blanc. Savvy, because it's New Zealander.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see if this goes okay.
It's kind of fruit punchy.
Yeah, no, I made a terrible mistake.
Slurpy.
Mm-hmm. It's like chasing an icy with a lemonade.
Yeah.
Which isn't good. Alright. Do we have better ideas of what pairs with this, like, sickeningly blue flavored candy?
It matches your teeth.
Oh God.
I was wondering about Paul, but
Do you want to try? Hey man, there's only one way to find out. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Ooh. I see what you've done there, Nick.
it's a big change.
Yeah. That works surprisingly well.
Guess a bit more like a berry kind of
Yeah.
raspberry. I don't know.
Yeah, it tastes more like raspberry than it did before.
In a more natural way.
Yeah, it's like the port brought raspberry real raspberry, and the Peep brought, this, the color blue.
Yes.
I like that. Did you do like one then the other?
I've done it both ways around. I've done Peep then Port, and then I've done Port and Peep.
All right, so you know what? The Portland Peep sounds like.
Pretty hipster.
Yeah, I like it. This is gonna be all the rage. I did
Pop
put the
them in,
Peep
so
in my mouth.
the duck's kind of swimming in the...
This already feels like a bad idea. I need like a spoon or chopsticks now to get the Peep out. Yeah.
It's becoming a meal.
Yeah, it is. It's like an MRE. Okay. Good job on the port.
Yeah.
That was a step up. But I'm not finishing that Peep. It's just a
Peep are
Peep
blue
swimming in a spit bucket now. A chocolate bunny, a classic. The Russel Stovers at the bottom of that stack. I went with a brand we all recognize.
I apologize.
Yeah, so the joke here is that British chocolate is a lot less sweet and milky than American chocolate. Even when we do the same brands, like Cadbury's American chocolate is less chocolatey than the one they sell in the UK. Oh, I brought a giant knife for this occasion. I'll let you do the honors. I was too cheap to spend for 3 chocolate bunnies.
That's alright.
I was like, you know what? It'll be fun doing this. I'll let you get the booty.
I love the
Thank you. All right, so.
Yeah, that tastes like, good cheap Easter chocolate. I like that kind of advent calendar chocolate,
Advent calendar chocolate. It's perfect.
Boom.
Yeah.
Phew. I really thought we were gonna have an international incident. Okay, this is just a hunch again, and I'm trying to spice it up and not just do sweet wines. So this is Christian Patat's Appassimento, which is a Ripasso-style Italian wine, which we'll talk about in a second. If it turns out to be a good pairing. If it turns out to be a bad pairing, we'll pretend I never poured it.
Like it.
I'll finish both. No. I think this goes back to one of those rules of pairing we were talking about, where it's good food and good wine.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to change the world. You're just gonna enjoy it, especially if you're in the right company. So the wine is a Ripasso, which means that it's actually like sun-dried, where they let the grapes dry out a little bit, and the winemaker does that to concentrate the fruit even more, and you end up with an increased sugar level, but it almost all translates to alcohol eventually. So it's a bit of a tougher wine. But it's not so strong like port where they're adding hard alcohol, because all the sugar comes from the fruit. It's just less liquid because it's sun-dried. So it ends up super concentrated and raisiny, and that dark red wine flavor.
It's very good.
And so that's why I thought maybe next to some chocolate. A lot of people do like Shiraz and chocolate cake and rich stuff like that. So, yeah, anyway.
I could drink that all day.
There you go. That's a pass. Open up the Reese's peanut butter eggs.
I'm looking forward to those.
Do you guys sell these in England?
They do now, but it's still like in like an imported candy aisle, so we don't always have. American candy's definitely got bigger in the UK now. Not necessarily better, but we got it.
Sorry, so there's like an imported aisle. Is there like an American section in the ethnic aisle of the supermarket?
Yeah. You guys get your own aisle. No, there's like a little corner. What sort of stuff do we get?
Is it like Oreos and
the
peanut
giant
butter?
marshmallows?
Yeah.
The marshmallow fluff jar.
Oh, very East Coast.
Great contribution to European culinary culture.
And peanut butter M&Ms.
Peanut
You
butter.
can't get them in the UK. Well, you can, but they're real hard to get.
The inside is just like a Reese peanut butter cup, but the outside's a little different.
Yeah, it's a little lighter, less chocolate to peanut butter ratio. Maybe it's a bit of the just associating it with Easter. But
Sure.
I love it.
Yeah, it comes from a magical bunny. Now my fingers are peanut butter and blue. This is a very weird wine, but if you're trying to play along, you can get either this Late Harvest ROX from us, or any kind of sherry style wine, because that's the style that this is made in. Which means it was a Late Harvest, and Scott actually originally made a small batch of sweet Late Harvest wine. And then he left a little bit to the side and let it age for 2 years extra in oak, and it got this kind of oxidized, matterized quality, which, I don't know, it's weird. It ends up tasting almost nutty, almost like old champagne, if you've ever like had old sparkling wine, or sherry something special. You just have to taste it to understand. It's almost not like other wines. And this has some of that on the nose.
It's still got a little bit of sweetness in it as well.
But not too much.
Okay, let's see if I did a good job here. It worked.
I wasn't sure because peanut butter's pretty
Right.
sticky, roof
Makes
in your
it a little
mouth
scary.
type stuff. Yeah, it's good.
Phew!
Good
And
job.
yeah, and that's the first one I feel like hit one of those pairing moments where the two make each other better. So far we've had some where the wine makes the candy better, some we've had the candy that makes the wine better. This one they really melded together.
It's good because they both hang around your mouth a bit more. I think because of the peanut butter kind of is still cloying a little bit. It's definitely better if you have the peanut butter thing first and then the wine.
Wash it down with some very nice sherry style liquor. Ooh, all right. This has been a success. Okay, we've had a few out of the park winners now. All right. Next up, one of my personal favorites from childhood, the Cadbury Creme. So yeah, those bad boys. Although this is a moment of truth to see if our Cadbury eggs live up to Nick's expectations. He's an open-minded guy. I've been painting him as kind of a real jingoistic, like, chocolate hater, but I've never seen him actually get upset about chocolate.
They've changed, even in the UK, they changed the chocolate since Kraft brought them out.
Oh,
Yeah, there was a big controversy, so they probably taste the same now.
Oh.
Internationally.
globalization.
So excited.
Man, I haven't looked at Ian's glass in a while. Okay, he's still got wine. Camera guy, Ian, you good?
I think they're bigger in the UK.
Really?
Yeah, they're bigger.
Oh no, that's not right.
Yeah, right? We have a reputation.
Yeah.
We might. The one thing we know is bigger. All right. You almost don't need wine.
Perfection.
Where are we gonna go with this?
They're really sweet, right?
Mhm.
So they're.
That's tough. It's super sweet, super rich. I almost want to do the port again.
I think I want to do the port again too.
All right, bring your port, Nick. Sure. Thank you. I'm such a wine snob sometimes. Like, sniffing. I think let's drive the point home. If you're watching this, you probably don't take your pairings as very seriously, or at least you take them as seriously as we do. Important thing is good wine, good food.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Try different things.
That's it. when you royally mess up a pairing, ask for your money back.
Yeah. We'll do that.
Works.
I almost want to try something drier, not as sweet.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We either have this ripasso again, or I brought. This is a real curveball. I didn't know where it would fit in, but it's a fun wine to experiment with. I have a Beaujolais, which yeah, it'll be a big test, right? And that's kind of what you were just saying. It's try stuff. I really love Beaujolais. I love this wine.
This one's really good.
And yeah, grab it, pour yourself some. Tell me how it goes.
So as red wines go, is this like a lighter red wine?
So Beaujolais Nouveau, which is what most people are familiar with, is very light. This is not Nouveau. This is like, is it real wine? No. This is made in the more traditional way that most red wines are made. So it's a little bit bigger, and it's old vines, so it's more in the Beaujolais Village style, which is going to be just a slightly bigger wine than what Nouveau is.
Okay.
But on the spectrum of all red wine, yeah, it's probably on the lighter side. Not like a big California Cab. You know, real delicate nose. Lively strawberry fruit flavor.
I love that.
Right? And then it actually goes pretty
It goes
well.
really well.
Nom, nom, nom.
Oh, this is a weird observation, but I'm noticing with a lot of these, it's working way better having the chocolate first and then washing down it with the wine rather than going the other way around. I wonder if it's partly with texture, because you've got the peanut butter that's kind of fine and
Yeah.
the cream egg that's kind of sticking as well, so maybe it's
That's a good point.
maybe texture's playing into it.
I like it. All right, I'm afraid we're at that part of the tasting where I'm like, all of these are great.
This is really good.
I should have been using the spit bucket.
The camera guy's got wine, but he hasn't had any chocolate yet.
I know, it's terrible. Can I give you my Cadbury egg and I'll film for a little bit? Just, is that weird?
You don't want to try the caramel.
I just feel bad. I feel bad. All right, I just put my finger in front of the camera. This is a really professional setup.
What are we
Ian,
trying this with?
That's it, Ian's job now.
Oh.
I left it blank too.
Is there any whites we got in? Because I kind of...
Maybe a Chenin Blanc.
Oh.
Chenin Blanc.
Oh.
I don't know how.
Go with the Nick method and chocolate first.
I think that's really good. It works. We've stuck around reds a lot, haven't we, with a lot of the other chocolate? But that one, I think, kind of cuts it away real good.
Cuts that darkness away.
I don't think I would ever go automatically to a white when I'm doing chocolate, but it does work.
Is it chocolate inside or is it all
I think
sugar?
they're malty.
Yeah, it's basically a Whopper.
So we're not going on colour here. It's
Oh,
just
do you have Whoppers in England?
It's a malted malt ball covered in milk chocolate. Comes in like a milk carton looking thing, or they used to. Those are my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
malted. I've had like the, you know, like you have milkshakes and you have the malt.
Malted.
Yeah, the
milk,
malt
that's
inside.
what's
So it's
in
the
it.
same thing, but
Oh,
then
okay.
they cover it in chocolate.
Oh, that sounds good. I wonder if that's a bit like a Malteser.
It's
Yeah.
a lot like a Malteser.
Very much like it.
Malteser. There you go.
Although there are like debates about which one's better, so I don't want to say it is a Malteser.
So what does one taste like?
I'll drink anything to have after that, honestly. I'll drink anything.
All right, how about a round of sparkling?
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's go. Sorry, that's it. That's horrendous.
So do I take it that you're gonna try another one and then wash it down, or just drink?
I suppose I should. Honestly, I'd have like
Forget that moment.
Yeah, I think Listerine pairs really well with that. Some kind of mouthwash.
I think the sparkling washes it down nicely. I think that was kind of a dud.
Oh man.
And it's not the wine's fault, it's the candy.
The wine's real good.
May I return? This is the danger of holding the camera, is that he never comes back for it. Alright. Well, I'm sorry I subjected you guys to the Whopper. That was a special request from somebody in the office. So yeah, you know, they get to eat the rest of them.
Did they have any requests or ideas of what to pair it with?
No, I think it's a coffee person. So they're probably like Maltesers Whoppers and coffee.
That makes more sense.
All in all, it's been a successful morning.
I definitely
Yeah,
think so.
the peep and the port. No, the port then the peep. The port then the peep. And I can't remember what we drank with it, but the peanut butter.
That was good.
Luckily, we've been cataloging everything. Was that the Late Harvest? I think, or
Late Harvest Reese's.
yes. Only the latest peanuts were put into this butter. All right, thank you guys both very much, and Ian, and thank anybody who happens to watch this far into the video without just turning it off in disgust. It's been really fun, and there are apparently a lot of journalists interested in this topic, so we'll be reading about these pairings and our research conclusions. We should get lab coats.
We should get lab coats.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
We're good next time.
And a tripod.
Next time with lab coats and a tripod. Thank you very much to all our angels and anybody else watching. That's the other hard thing, right? Everybody knows what we've done now. Like when we go back into the like hard-working part of the office, everybody's just gonna be like, why do they all have blue teeth and smell like Prosecco?